Stop playing. We already gonna talk about these play dates y'all on. Stop playing. Come on. We already gonna talk about. That's right. I'm saying it real Southern. You know somebody who been going on these play dates. Stop playing. They're not even serious with the person they're with.
Yeah.
This is what we do, and tonight's topic is simply this: don't miss your soulmate.
Fooling around with a play date.
Fooling around with a play date. Yeah, because some of y'all are on play dates. Some of y'all wasting y'all time with some play date folk. But tonight, we gonna get free.
We're going to give you some things to help you to see whether you have a soulmate or a play date.
What a play date?
So let's talk. Go ahead and get started.
No, you start.
No, you start.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk real quick about the compartments of the soul. Because in order to know whether or not you got a soulmate or a play date, you need to know what gives a person's soul. How do I create a deep, meaningful relationship with someone if I don't even know how to approach someone, if I don't even know how to engage with someone at a soulish level? I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked.
So here we go. Because Big Brother LK is going to break it down for us. He's going to tell us the compartments of a soul, because you need to know how to start relating to somebody at the soulish level.
So let me just say let me say it now while we're getting started. The word soul in the actual Hebrew is a word nephesh, N-E-P-H-E-S-H, which means
You said that too fast now.
Oh no. The actual word for soul is the word nephesh.
Nephesh.
In the Hebrew, which means really our being, who we are. Our
Yes,
soul is really
yes.
who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So there are various compartments of your soul.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a few. You may want to write these down. That's why I told you to take down pen and paper, because the Bible says, we didn't introduce ourselves. So let me just go through this first. The Bible says that we are body, soul, and spirit. Body, soul, and spirit. Listen, there's some people on here for the first time. We didn't even introduce ourselves.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop. My name is Lawrence Knighton. I am a pastor here in Albany, Georgia. I actually grew up in Syracuse, New York, my first 28 years. I'm in Albany, Georgia. Been here now 33 years this month, matter of fact. And I just love people. I love talking about relationships. And that's who I am. And this is Dr. Tracy Knighton.
I'm Tracy Knighton, and I'm laughing at him because I was like getting into it, and then all of a sudden he's like, we hadn't introduced ourselves. Like, what? But I'm Tracy Knighton. I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia. We own Nova Counseling and Consulting Services. Nova stands for No One Ventures Alone. I've been a licensed therapist for years, a school counselor for years. And so we're just bringing our experience to you, and we want to share our experience with you to help grow and develop you. And we just believe to be truthful, transparent, and real, raw, and relevant.
Yeah. So let me get back to it now. Sorry to cut off, because I want to make sure the people who knew who we were, who are we listening to? Who are these crazy folks we're talking to? And so again, your soul, there are various compartments of your soul.
Okay.
And again, the Bible says that we're body, soul, and spirit. And I'm going to deal with that a little later. Body, soul, and spirit. Okay. But the problem is, before I even get into this, just to throw this out here, fast forward for a second. Too many of us stop at the body. We ignore the soul and the spirit. Stop right there, let that go.
That's all y'all
I'll come back and get that later. So listen to me now. So there are various compartments of your soul, such as your mind, your emotions, your will, your intellect, your reasoning, your imagination. Those are various compartments of your soul. It's actually who you are. Your soul is really who you are. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. There are various compartments of your soul. Your mind, your will, your reasoning, your intellect, your imagination. Okay. And so notice now, with those various compartments of your soul, in order to have a soulmate, they really need to try to connect with you on all those various compartments of your soul, your mind, your will, your reasoning, your intellect, your emotions. All of those are compartments of your soul. They need to be able to connect. You need to be able to connect with people on those levels. Are y'all listening to me? How you doing? So listen to me now. And I want to deal with this because most times we don't realize that it's easy for people to talk about a soulmate. And here's the other part. Just go and flip this to the other side.
Okay.
When people get attached sexually to people, you are taking on the spirit of that person.
Yeah.
The Bible says that we're body, soul, and spirit. When you have sex with different various people, you're taking on those little spirits spirits.
Okay.
And I'll deal with that a little later anyway. But the point I'm making to you, many of us are missing out on our real soulmate, somebody we can connect with at a deeper level because we're spending too much time in play dates and we are aware, say it like that the relationship is not going anywhere.
That's it.
Stop fooling yourself and stop going on these play dates and stop wasting your time in play dates and allow God to send you a soulmate. Now let's talk.
And some of y'all even say, oh, we just kicking it for a while. Or we in a situationship. Or I don't even know what I'm really doing. Let me help you. What you're really doing is playing. You on a play date. If you cannot describe what you're in, then chances are you're on a play date. If you are constantly asking them, well, what we going to do, how we going to show up, what we going to be, can you tell me where we going, how I feel, you are on a play date. Isn't that right, honey?
That's true.
Men already, and we say this all the time, men already know what category they're going to put you in when they even approach you. They already know. And ladies, what we end up doing is we try to do things that will have them to put us in different categories. A lot of times what people are wanting is just someone to kick it with. Oh, we just kicking it. We just kicking it. And we did a segment that talked about dating with a purpose. Questions you need to ask while dating with a purpose. Go back and watch that. Because I've heard people say, I've invested too much time to walk away. I've invested too much time. I might as well go and stay where I am because I'm not going to be happy anyway. What? So you'd rather be miserable where you are than to walk away and meet your soulmate. You'd rather stay miserable in a play date than to let go and go meet your soulmate. Is that what we're saying?
Are y'all listening to us tonight?
Yeah.
So we do a hashtag every Sunday. We try to remember to do a hashtag. So our hashtag tonight, I need y'all to hashtag this, no more play dates. Hashtag no more play dates.
I love it. I love it.
Y'all listening to us now. We're going to kick this thing off now.
Yep.
Hashtag no more play dates.
Y'all got that? Okay.
That's the hashtag
All right.
tonight.
So tonight we got the top 10 ways that you know they're a play date and not a soulmate. Top 10 ways, in no particular order, top 10 ways that you know they're a play date and not a soulmate.
You ain't got to say top 10, just say 10 ways.
Okay, 10 ways.
Yeah, ain't got to be top because it's probably a whole lot more we could have wrote. We just stopped at 10. We're like, we ain't got time to give them 25. Just give them 10 tonight. If we got time to go through 10.
We going to make time.
We might have to do a part 2 next week. Ain't no telling. Because
some
of the stuff going to get kind of deep. So I need y'all to really... I ain't got loose yet now, so some of y'all who on here for the first time now, I keep it real. So you're going to hear me say some stuff to be like, oh, that's grown folk talk.
Yep.
I am going to give it to you. I'm just relaxed right now.
Yep.
So let's talk. Number
Y'all
one.
ready? All right, so here are the top 10 ways. Here are the 10 ways. He told me not to say top 10. Here are the 10 ways you know you're on a play date and they're not your soulmate. Number 10. They will shack with you. Did y'all get that? They will shack with you, play house with you, but won't marry you. They will shack with you, play house with you, but they won't marry you.
I know. I feel it in the spirit. I told you I'm a pastor too. I feel it in the spirit that some of y'all are watching me right now and you're saying, they done hit me all. They've hit me already. They must have known he was shacking. I was shacking. That's one way you know it's not a soulmate, when they'll shack with you, play house with you. What do you mean by play house? I'm glad you asked. Let me explain it to you. You doing the cooking, you doing the cleaning, you doing everything. You cleaning his dirty drawers and everything, and he won't even marry you. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Take that off the tape. The point I'm making is you can't expect for the relationship to change when you keep settling for somebody to play house with you when God never intended that y'all would play house. God intended that y'all would play home. Ooh, that was good right there. I don't know where that came from. And the point is, it's a difference between having a house and a home. Mm-hmm. Are y'all listening to me?
Come on now. It's getting hot already.
Yeah, it's much different than having a house and a home. I feel
sweat coming. There you go. It's okay.
Y'all, listen. There's a prophet by the name of Luther Vandross.
Oh.
and he had a song called "A House is Not a Home." That was a prophet. Prophet Luther said, "A house is not a home." Y'all gonna listen to that tonight. But the point I'm making is, you can't expect to get a soulmate when you're staying with somebody who will live with you, shack with you, but won't marry you. There ain't no soulmate.
And whenever you bring it up, they go, "What more do you want?" What?
I'm about to get started. I feel it right now. I feel it.
What you mean? What more do I want? Do I not deserve better than just being a housemate?
Roommates for most of them.
Oh, okay. All right, number 10. I'm gonna just let that settle in the atmosphere.
Make sure you stick in with Instagram family. You're getting lost out of that now.
Oh,
Make sure you're in there. Okay.
Do I need to bring that over?
Either bring it back.
There we go. Hey, IG family. All right, so number 10, they will be your they will be your, they will shack with you, play with you, but won't marry you.
Are y'all writing this down? Because I need y'all to go back after we get off here and be like, where do I fit in here?
That's the number 10 way. Number 10 ways that you know that you are a playdate and not a soulmate. Number 10, they will shack with you, play house with you, but will not marry you. Number 9, they do not make your life better.
Are y'all listening? Listen now, we just sat up and came up with these in the last hour and a half. We just sat around and said, okay, honey, let's come up with some points tonight. And so we just started throwing different things. I said, yeah, keep that one. Yeah, throw that one out. Yeah, keep that one. And I said, yeah, we got to keep this one.
They do not make your life better.
They do not make your life better. Let me put it another way. They don't enhance your life at all. As a matter of fact, when you look at your life, you're at the same level you were when you met them.
Or worse.
Or worse. Mm-hmm. Are y'all listening to me?
You got more miserable.
More anxiety.
Less money.
More stress. Listen.
More gray hair.
God didn't intend for you to have a soulmate who don't enhance your life, who don't make your life better.
Yes.
I mean, listen, you ain't in no better house, you ain't in no better financial shape. You just got a couple of extra children and extra bills. That ain't enhancement. I know the Bible says to go forth and multiply, but he ain't mean multiply without a husband now.
Oh my!
Did I say that? I'm sorry. The point I'm making is, if you don't have somebody who can enhance your life, make your life better, that's not a soulmate. So let me tell you what I used to say, right? Because it just came back to me. Here it is. For some of you who are watching me for the first time, write this down. Please write this down. These are my 3 E's. I hadn't given these in a while.
That's right.
Some of y'all who've been on here watching me for a while, you've heard my 3 E's. In any relationship, friendship, whatever kind of relationship, you got to have the 3 E's. 3 E's. 1, you need somebody who can educate you.
Right.
You got to have somebody who can educate you. Instagram family, are y'all listening to me? Educate you. That's the first E.
That's the first E.
No particular order. Then you need somebody who can elevate you.
Bring you up.
Enhance your life. Then you need somebody who can evaluate you, meaning y'all can, check each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, now that's
not in a negative way.
Negative way. Yeah. 3 E's: educate, elevate, and evaluate.
That's it.
You got to have that. And so if you don't have, and matter of fact, the other one is enhance. Number 9, you need someone who can enhance your life, make your life better. You ought not be at the same level.
Right. Y'all shouldn't be dating for years and be
you're at the same level. You ain't learned nothing. Emotionally, you ain't got better. I know I'm using the word ain't because I intend to. Because I intend to get this point over. You ain't no better financially. You ain't no better emotionally. You ain't no better fit. You ain't no better, period. You just at the same place.
Or
that
worse.
Ain't no soulmate. That's a play date. That's a play date. Hear me now. I need somebody who can stimulate me intellectually. Can we talk for a minute? Girl,
I want...
No, I don't need to know more than her name now. Number 8.
I can't. I'm so done. Number 8. Here is the 8th way that you know that they are a play date and not a soulmate. They do not make time to build the relationship.
Ooh.
They don't make no time. They listen, it's always wham bam, thank you ma'am. Let's just keep it moving. What we going, what we doing? Oh, we doing this tonight? Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm showing up. They do not make time to make the relationship better. Oh, why don't you come on over so we can talk? Or let's go do this together. Oh no, I gotta work. But they're gonna make time for what they want to make time for. Y'all know what I'm talking
Let
about.
me deal with this for a minute.
Go ahead.
Miss Lavinia, it's always good to see you on the church service and on this relationship movement, Sheltered In with the Knights, and I appreciate your support. So listen to me good now, people. I'm talking to all y'all tonight. I'm talking to all y'all. What was that eighth one?
They make time. They don't make time to build a relationship.
Build. Listen, the key word in that.
They do not.
Key word is build the relationship. Key word, build. Key word again, build. When you build something, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes a plan. You can't build nothing without a plan, strategy. And too many of y'all are building without a blueprint. You don't know where the relationship going. You just thinking you're building something. Don't have no plans, don't have no blueprint, don't have anything. I remember years ago, my first job out of high school was at a design drafting company, O'Brien and Gear Engineers. And before we could draw out anything, before we can allow a business to get our plans for a building, we had to sketch out a plan. We had to sketch out the schematics. We had to sketch out the blueprint in order for them to build what it is they were asking us to build, to draw. Right. To lay out. We had to lay out the dimensions. We had to lay out the foundation. We had to lay out all of those things in order for them to build what they had in mind to build. Right. Same thing we're talking about. The problem is many of you know you're on a play date because there's no strategy, there's no plan, there's no blueprint as to where you're going. You're just simply, you got me going in circles. Did I say that? The point I'm saying is songs just come to me as a matter of some of these points. But the point I'm making, you can't, round and round we go. That's what y'all doing, going in circles. You got me going in circles. And I'm saying to you, that is not a soulmate, that's a play date.
That's a play date all day long.
Whew, I feel good already.
With you. They playing with you to keep you stuck so that you don't do anything more. That's it. It's a play date. So listen, when you're in these situations, and we're not throwing shade tonight. We
just saying what we saying.
I was about to say, we just saying what we saying. We want you to be able to go back and look at this and go, which one of these do I fit in, or do I fit in any? Your relationship may be great, and we are proud of you. But there are some of you who keep choosing play dates instead of doing the things you need to do to get a soulmate. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else, honey?
Not right now.
All right. So here we go. Number seven. Y'all got 10, 9, 8, and now number 7. Whew. I like this one. Because this is where a lot of people are. This is where a lot of people see themselves. You just settle for what you have.
Just settle.
You say, I've already devoted too much time into this, and I'm gonna just make it work. Really? You devoted too much time into settling? Let me ask this question, and I'm being dead serious when I ask this.
Be dead serious.
Okay? We'll settle for a relationship, but we won't settle on our jobs. And here's what I mean by this. Some of you will get mad if your boss man or your boss woman, or if you are the boss or the owner, you will get upset if they expect you to do more responsibilities for the same amount of pay or less pay.
Ooh.
You won't settle for that. You won't say anything. You won't be okay with that. But you'll be okay with somebody treating you less than.
Ooh.
You'll be okay with getting a piece of a man or a piece of a woman instead of all of a man or all of a woman. You'll settle for that. But when it comes to your job, you won't let somebody give you more responsibility for less pay or the same amount of pay.
Without saying something.
You're going to pinch your fit, or you're going to go, what? Oh, you're going to go find another job. Oh, okay.
They ain't gonna work me like this.
Right, but you'll settle for a man or a woman that you only get a piece of. Does that make sense? You settle for where you are.
Things to make
and
you
here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
My question is not about the person that you're in the relationship. My question is to you. Why do you think you're not worthy of more? Why do you think you're only worthy of what you settle for? See, that doesn't have anything to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you and how you see yourself and value yourself. Because the more you value yourself, the more authentic you are to yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you engage with yourself, the more you trust yourself. Listen, the more you going to recognize I ain't settling for this. I can do bad by myself, and I hate that, but what I'm about to correct you to say is I can do good by myself too.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Something for you to think about.
Yes.
Why are you settling for less than when it comes to you having a soulmate, but you will not settle less for less than when it comes to your job?
And we can take this even further than just a relationship as far as settling.
Yeah.
You are not even settled for living life without trying to elevate on a regular basis. You ought to have some various goals and aspirations and dreams that you're aspiring to achieve. You ought not be happy with a 2-bedroom house. You ought to be saying, listen, I'm trying to get a 3-bedroom house. I'm trying to get a 4-bedroom house. You ought not want to just settle for just going to work, coming home. You ought to be able to say to yourself, listen, I need to be able to travel. I need to be able to take my kids to different places. I need to be able to expose them to life and what life has to offer. Don't even allow yourself to settle, because when you allow yourself to settle, most times you're going to allow your children to do the same thing. And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to be, you want to be able to grow in every area of your life. Now let's go to the next one.
Number 6, y'all ready? Or do I need to go back to number 10 and start down?
The next 6 is going to be rough.
You want me to start at 10 and come down, or just go to 6?
Keep going.
Okay, number 6. Number 6, here is the 6th way that you know, the 6th way that you know that you are on a play date and you are not looking for a soulmate. Number 6, you don't trust them. You gonna hit that one first?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Okay.
You don't trust them.
You don't trust them.
Listen, when you look, I mean, I can go biblical, but I'm just gonna keep it right here. Here's the thing. How can you have a relationship without trust? It's absolutely, unequivocally impossible. You cannot, listen to me Instagram, listen to me Facebook. You cannot have a successful, flourishing relationship, marriage, whatever you want to call it, without trust.
That's it.
It takes trust to make anything work. You have to trust your intuition. Mm-hmm. Let me deal with that for a second. And ladies, I say this all the time, that God gave women a 6th sense. We have the normal 5 senses, all of us do. But God gave women a 6th sense. I believe that with everything in me, because here's the thing. Y'all can know something.
That's right.
And sometimes won't even act on it.
That's right.
And let me put it to the real way. Y'all can sense something before it even happens.
Right.
You're like, okay, I know that something ain't right here. See, I look at y'all ladies trying to show me a little love because I'm saying something y'all like right now. Now, I'm going to see if y'all show me a little love when I go the opposite direction. But the truth is, I am saying that I do believe that women have a 6th sense to sense some things that
just not right.
Something ain't smelling quite right here.
But we stay in it. I'm just gonna walk down that aisle. You know something's not right, but you stay in it because you settle. That takes us back to, the one where I was talking about y'all just settle. But go ahead.
You don't trust, man.
Okay. You don't trust.
You don't trust.
You busy looking through their phone trying to find something.
And listen, if you go looking for it, you're gonna find it.
That's it. If you go, there's a reason why you feel like you even have to look. Let's start there. I don't like it when people say, well, I went looking. Well, if you went looking, that means that something was already telling you that something was not right. So you went looking to confirm something that you already knew was in place. When you trust a person, you don't have to go looking. Did you hear? When you trust a person, you do not have to go looking. You only go looking when you want confirmation on what you've already feeling. And if you've already feeling it, then that means that there's something there that's telling you that something's not right.
Something just ain't right.
So then you go looking to confirm what you're already thinking. And then when you find it, you want to get upset. But you already knew you were going to find it, which is why you went looking. That's why you go looking to begin with.
Some of y'all people on here for the first time, like, that man right there is crazy. No, I just like to have fun. I don't like boring conversations. I hate boring conversations. So I have to keep it entertaining and informative at the same time. So let's keep talking. So listen, if you don't have trust, you have nothing.
Did y'all get that? So you're sitting here trying to figure out why he changed the code on his phone. Listen, if he changed the code on his phone, that's a flag on fire. I always tell y'all there are green flags. There are yellow flags, there are pink flags, there are red flags, and there are flags on fire. And if a man changes his code on his phone, what flag?
Why I gotta be a man?
I'm about to get to the women.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I'm about to get there.
We always on the men.
If a man changes the code on his phone, that's a flag on fire. If a woman is saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm just around. I'm just going. I'm just doing my thing," that's a flag on fire. Listen, stop ignoring these flags. Stop ignoring the flags. Stop making excuses. Stop settling, and more importantly, learn how to trust yourself. Who are you laughing at?
Nobody.
Yes, you are.
Somebody. I was thinking about something. Here's the real deal, right? Some of y'all have got to the point where y'all bring y'all phones in the bathroom with you.
What?
Some of y'all you heard what I said. Listen, Linda. If you got to bring your phone in the bathroom while you take a shower, if you got to bring the phone or turn the phone off at night when you go to sleep or when you go in your house, something just ain't right. That's Keith Sweatwine. It just ain't right.
I can't. I'm so done.
You know you got people doing that stuff these days.
Yeah, some of these people are even they don't even leave the phone on the counters anymore. They put the phones at no shower-proof slits and put the phone in the shower with them. Come on, if you got to do all of that, it's time to move on. If you're doing all of that, that's a Playdate. That's not a soulmate.
See, even Nicole said, see, you ain't lying. She said, I seen it done. That's right. I ain't telling no story.
If you got to do all that, that's a Playdate and not a soulmate.
I don't make this up.
We just saying. We just saying what we saying.
All right, let's get these last four.
Here we go. Number 5.
Oh, we got 5?
We on 5.
These last 5 is powerful now. I promise you, last 5, I'm going to be real raw on these last 5. Let's go.
Number 5. Here's the 5th way that you know that you are on a Playdate and not dealing with a soulmate. Y'all ready? Number 5. You don't connect on a deep emotional level. You do not connect on a deep emotional level. Now, here's the thing. We talked about at the beginning of the hour the compartments of the soul. We said that we are spirit beings having a human experience. And part of our soul compartments of us are the mind, the imagination, the will,
intellect,
the intellect.
All kind of emotions.
All those things. So when we talk about you're not even connecting on an emotional level, those levels are the levels that you're not even connecting on. I can't be emotionally me. I can't allow my emotions to come forth without ridicule from you. And we hear that so often. Oh, people tell me that I'm too emotional, I'm too sensitive, or I'm this, or I'm that. And what ends up happening is you don't trust yourself to be yourself in front of somebody who can't handle you. So that ends up making that person a Playdate and not a soulmate, because a soulmate will allow you to be emotionally available. A soulmate will allow you to share your emotions with them. A soulmate will help you learn how to regulate your emotions. So I'll give you an example. A lot of times as a therapist, I hear people say, oh, I got anger issues. No, you don't. You don't know how to emotionally regulate. Or there's been some trauma in the past that happened to you, and instead of showing an emotion such as fear, such as shame, such as guilt, such as frustration, such as sadness, instead of showing those emotions, because something happened to you in the past, the only emotion you allow yourself to show is anger. Anger has one job and one job only, and that's to protect. And so when anger shows up, there's all of these other emotions underneath that you haven't been able to express to other people, because guess what? People aren't trustworthy. You haven't allowed these people enough time to build trust with you. So someone has hurt you. And because they hurt you, now you show anger to keep people away from you. And so you can't have deep, meaningful, emotional conversations with people. You can't emotionally regulate with other people. You can't emotionally be you, the sensitive side of you, the hurtful side of you, the shameful side of you, the frustrated side of you, the disappointed side of you. None of that can come out. That's a Playdate, not a soulmate. Because a soulmate will allow all of those emotions to flow and say, let me sit in that with you. Let me show you how to emotionally regulate. so that you're not a danger to yourself or to anybody else for that matter. That's what a soulmate is going to do. A soulmate is going to allow you to be able to express yourself, good, bad, or indifferent.
Now, let me just go from another angle of not being able to connect emotionally on a deep level. Emotionally on a deep level. We got to understand, fellas, if you're on here watching me, here's my part, that women were born to be nurturers. Their emotions are much different from ours. Most times we don't share the same, I'm going to say most times, we don't share the same type of emotional dissonance as they do. In other words, what I'm saying is this. So for instance, a woman, being that she's the nurturing being, she needs to know just something simple as coming home from work. She wants to be able to even hear her significant other say, hey, how was your day today? Hey, honey, how was your day today? Because emotionally, that's how they attach. Or here's another part. Let me flip it to the crazier side. And what I mean by crazier side, when women become sexually in a sexual relationship, when a woman becomes attached in a sexual relationship, emotionally now, they feel like this is a bond. Not all times, but in most instances, a woman is going to feel like now my emotions are attached to them because we just had sex.
Right.
But watch this now. A man, for him, it doesn't mean much at all to him. Because a man can just, get it and go. Now, listen to what I'm saying now. I'm not saying all. I don't want people to think that I'm always talking about it. But I'm saying that we are not wired emotionally as women are. That's why, y'all heard me say this before, I think it's worth saying again. That's why, here we go, ladies. That's why, because some of y'all, I haven't seen your names on here before, so I want you to hear how raw I'm going to be. So most times what you don't understand, and you're talking about being emotionally attached, women, finding somebody that can connect with you deeply on an emotional level. Okay. Because most times what you got to understand is when y'all are in that, that moment of affection, and y'all are, trying to make each other feel the best. Get away from me now. Make each other feel the best. And then all of a sudden you get to the sexual part. He helps unsnap your bra. He helps, he trying to find that snap. He trying to get them panties down. Come on, let's just talk that good now. And he works hard as he wants to get all that off. And then when it's all over with, he never helps you put them back on.
That's it. He gone
You know why? Because emotionally, he's not attached like that.
That's it.
Did I just say all that? Mm-hmm. And when I'm talking about emotionally, listen to me. When I'm talking about getting attached in a deep emotional way, we're talking about more than just sex now. We're talking about you need to be able to be attached emotionally on a level that runs much deeper than just the body. Because the Bible says that we're body, spirit, and soul.
Right.
And you cannot stop at the body. Because there are other emotions tied to the will, to the soul rather. I told you there are compartments of the soul, and the emotions is a compartment of your soul. So if you can't connect with me in my emotional arena, then we don't have much.
Right.
Now I'm tired of that one.
Right. I should be able to express myself holistically with you and know that you're a safe place to be. Yeah, but you can't connect on an emotional level. That was number 5. Here we go. Number 4, the fourth way that you know that you are dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. Here's the fourth way. Their happiness is more important than yours. Their happiness is more important than yours. It's all about them. It's all about what they can get. It's all about what they can do. And your crazy self...
Ooh.
Your crazy
self
trying to figure out how you can make them happier. What? You're not even thinking about what you need, what you want, what you expect, and what your non-negotiables are. Go back and check that, because that's always your 4 foundations of who you are. What are your wants, needs, expectations, and non-negotiables? For those who are joining us for the first time, the 4 pillars of a person: wants, needs, expectations, and non-negotiables. Unless you know those 4 things about yourself, you will not be able to navigate relationships. You've got to know those 4 things about yourself first. And yes, they do change. As you change, they change. Now, they shouldn't be changing daily. No, But they should change as you grow and mature. Who I was at age 25 with my wants, needs, and expectations, that's not who I am at 50 with my wants, needs, and expectations. Okay, y'all getting that?
Listen, Linda.
So when we talk about their happiness is more important than yours, I just want him to be happy. Well, heck, what about your happiness?
Ooh, you almost cooked.
I did. I had to catch myself. What about your happiness? What about your wants, needs, and I'll just be happy when they're happy. That's not true. You won't. Because if you're doing that, you're self-sacrificing, and that's pretty bad when you self-sacrifice.
Let me interject.
I'm just saying.
Let me interject real quick.
Okay, honey, go ahead.
We talk about their happiness. What was that one? Their happiness.
We talked about their happiness is more important. It's all about them.
Yeah, listen to me now. I want you to honestly answer this question within yourself. Don't write it on the screen.
Okay.
Answer this question within yourself.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship or if you're in a marriage,
okay,
can you really say to yourself that I'm in a relationship, I'm in a marriage where they literally keep me happy? Now, happiness starts from within. Let me say that first and foremost.
We've said that before.
But I'm saying as long as you are happy with who you are, and I'm talking about like genuinely happy with who you are, I'm saying to you that if you're in a relationship, marriage, I'm saying to you that literally, hear me now, your happiness should be their number one concern.
Now, remember, we're not saying that you're doing things to make a person happy all the time, because happiness is an inside job. Okay? We often say happiness depends on what's happening. Joy is what you have on the inside, that no matter what goes on, you still have joy. But at the same time, he should not, or she should not do things that will not continue to bring happiness in the relationship. So if it's all about them, they're moving forward doing things that are going to make them happy regardless of how that feels for you. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're not saying that they shouldn't do things to bring happiness to the relationship. What we're saying is that everything they do brings happiness to them and does not bring happiness to you.
In other words, you should be included in the equation.
That's it.
That just sums it up.
So there are some things that people do that makes them happy that won't include you. So I'll give you an example. He loves a deep sea fish.
I'm going deep sea fishing in the morning.
In a few hours.
In a few hours.
Listen, that makes him happy. I want him to be happy. I know that makes him happy.
That's right.
He's okay going without me, and I'm perfectly fine with him going without me.
And I'm okay if she go by herself.
Which I never will do. However, there are some things that I would do by myself. Now, him going doesn't bring me non-happiness. It brings me happiness when he goes. But if it didn't bring me happiness for him to go and do that and be happy,
that's right.
That's a conversation we gotta have. That's a conversation. But it goes back to what? My wants, my needs, my expectations, my non-negotiables. His wants, his needs, his expectations, his non-negotiables. When you know that about yourself, then you can express that to somebody else. So it doesn't end up being a tug of war of his happiness versus my happiness. It's our happiness.
Here's two good comments. Make choices that's best for us and not themselves.
Yes.
Another one says it shouldn't be a one-sided relationship. Exactly. That's what we're saying.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be you're the only one that's looking to be happy.
Right.
You're the only one that's looking to be sexually happy.
Oh.
Emotionally happy.
Oh.
Financially happy.
Oh.
I know you thought I was going to stop with that sexual. No, there's a whole lot more to it.
It's a lot more to it.
Emotionally.
Yes. It should literally be a give and take. It should literally be us working together in unison. So when it comes to financial happiness, if a person's a spender and a person's a saver, that's a conversation y'all got to have. It shouldn't always be a person can save, or it shouldn't always be a person spends. It should be something that we're working together on. Playdates think about themselves. Soulmates think about the couple, the unit. Did y'all get that?
Mm-hmm. We got it.
Okay. Now, here's the third way.
Are y'all writing this down?
Are they writing it down?
I think so.
Are y'all writing this down? Don't make me look now. Okay. Here's the third way. We got three more ways, and we've done 10 ways that you know.
One quick thing, though.
Yeah.
It takes two to make a thing go right. Number 3.
I can't. Number 3. Here's the third way. We did 10 ways that you know you're dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. Here's the third way. We're going backwards. The third way that you know you are dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. Third way, meaningful and healthy communication. It don't even exist.
We got to talk about this one.
Y'all even meaningful and healthy conversation.
We got to talk about
does not even exist. Like, let me ask this question. Like, do y'all even talk to each other? Okay. I'm just saying. A play date, y'all won't even talk to each other. But a soulmate, you're having meaningful conversations.
What's the second word in that now? Meaningful and what?
Healthy conversations.
Yes.
Conversations that bring out the best in you. Conversations that make you think. Conversations that make you dream. Conversations that make the two of you grow. Because Lawrence and I will have conversations sometimes and we go, wait, did we do such and such? What you mean? What? And we'll go look stuff up. And we'll study together. We'll learn together. Meaningful and healthy conversations. If I don't know something and he knows it, he's teaching me. And if he knows something and I don't know, I'm teaching him. Well, whatever the opposite was. Yeah, we're teaching each other. We're engaging. These are healthy and meaningful exchanges. And I ain't always talking about the Bible either. I'm just saying for those of you.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay. So listen to me now. We talked about
you trying
trust.
to say I was talking too much? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, okay. All right.
You didn't give me a chance to say nothing. So listen to me now. Earlier we talked about the trust.
Okay.
There are two things that I honestly believe are the foundational structures of a healthy relationship. That's trust. And communication. Now, quite naturally, we know God and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
understood.
We're talking about, that's understood. But now we're talking about meaningful and healthy communication. I've got to talk about this.
Come on, honey.
And the reason why I want to talk about this is because one of the main downfalls of relationships. One of the things I know is that most times it's never the big stuff that tears a relationship down. It's always the little stuff. It's always we don't know how to communicate. It's always the trust. Trust is the big thing, but communication is, listen to me, that is detrimental for a relationship.
Yep.
You've got to have, when I say meaningful, I'm talking about like conversations of substance, unless you just want to stay in the shallow end. But listen, I'm saying that men, for the most part, when I say men, I'm talking about men of substance. They want to have a person that they can have some meaningful conversations with, some conversations about politics if you want to talk about it, conversations about life, conversations about goals, dreams, whatever it might be. Yep. We want meaningful conversations.
Yep.
Now listen to me.
Sex might get him, but sex ain't gonna keep him.
I was trying not to go there, but you made me go there now. Because see, some of y'all think that good sex is gonna keep you. It's gonna keep the relationship. Listen to me now. After the sex, you got to have something to talk about.
Right.
Then, if not, you're gonna be looking at each other sideways, like, let me get on out this house now, because I don't want none right now, so I got to go. And so you don't have anything to talk about. So y'all just sit there looking at each other, don't have no conversations that your children can listen to, that can say, listen, this is how you build a solid foundation here. Yeah, right. Listen, I got to throw that word out again, meaningful.
Meaningful.
Ain't nobody got time to be talking about no little shallow stuff.
Depth.
We're talking about how to build something for life, how to leave a legacy, how to have something. That's the kind of conversation, meaningful and healthy. Now let me deal with this healthy. Because sometimes what we have discovered is that many people came up in dysfunctional homes where conversations and communication was cussing, hollering, saying all kind of words and stuff like that. That's not healthy communication. Healthy communication is not going to tear you down. Healthy communication is going to build you up, even if it's something that you don't want to hear. Are y'all listening to me? And I'm saying to you that you've got to be able to deal with the good and the bad as long as it's dealt with and handed to you in a palatable way, meaning a way that you can digest it, a way that you can take it in. Because most of us, a lot of times, can agree that our communications would be much better if they knew how to talk to me and not talk at me. There's a big difference between talking to and talking at. And most times we don't know how to communicate in such a way that we're talking to each other, where you're hearing me, I'm hearing you, and now we can come to a resolve on whatever it is we're talking about, on how to do better, how to make it better, whatever the case may be. Are y'all listening to me tonight? Right. I know I said a whole lot, so go back and re-listen to it, because I don't remember nothing I just said, but the point I'm making is you got to have meaningful and healthy communication, because sex ain't going to get it.
Right. And oftentimes we don't allow the other person to be heard. That's a big one in relationships, is that we are listening to respond versus listening to actually hear what the other person is saying. Playdates don't care about that. Soulmates do. So when there is a disagreement between Lawrence and I'm not listening to respond or defend. I'm listening to be able to take in what he's saying, so that when I do respond, he feels validated in that I heard what he said. Does that make sense? I'm not so busy trying to get my point across that I invalidate what he says. And so when we talk about that healthy communication is not only speaking, it's listening as well. And so when we are in counseling sessions, sometimes with people, we'll let one spouse say something, and then we'll ask the other spouse, what did you hear? Well, I heard such and such and such. That's not what was said. You heard something different other than what was said. And so we have to teach people how to listen to what the other person is saying. That's what helps to build those meaningful and healthy relationships. That's what communication is all about. So when we think about communication, we also have to think about expectations. Because I expect Lawrence not to cut me off. I expect Lawrence to let me speak when I need to speak. I expect Lawrence to validate my emotions, even if he doesn't agree with what I'm saying. That he may not agree with what I'm saying, but he doesn't invalidate how I feel. Right. And that's a huge difference, because if I say to him, Lawrence, you made me feel da 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 da, if he responds, then I'm out to make you feel that way. You just totally invalidated how I felt. You cannot agree with what I say, but don't invalidate how I feel. You don't know how I feel. I own my feelings.
But that goes back to the being able to go and attach and have that emotional connection on a deeper level.
Go, honey. That's exactly what I wanted you to do.
I know. That's what happens when you're soul tied.
When you're soul tied.
Complete the sentences.
Right. The emotions. We have an emotion. He and I have an emotional relationship. You know why? Because I can say whatever I need to say emotionally to him, and he's going to be okay with it. Now, because of my wants, needs, expectations, and non-negotiables, we've had that discussion. We don't cuss each other out.
Cuss? I don't even cuss.
Right, so I ain't never got to worry about getting cussed out. That don't even come up. I ain't never got to worry about him laying his hands on me. That don't even come up. Because we've already discussed what those wants, needs, and expectations are long time ago. He already knows. So, number 3, meaningful and healthy communication is non-existent. That's how you know you're dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. Here's the number 2 way that you know that you're dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. We're counting these backwards. 10 ways to know that you're dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate. Here's number 2. You don't feel valued. That's what we just got through talking about. I can express my emotions and my feelings with you, but you don't make me feel valued in the relationship. Like I'm unimportant. Like I'm just here to either make you feel good physically or whatever the case may be, give you some money here and there. I don't know, but I don't feel valued in this relationship. That's a play date, not a soulmate.
Yes. Here. Let's deal with this for a second. This piece of you don't feel valued. You don't feel valued. Let me go on the record first and say that you as an individual need to know how valuable you are, both male and female. We all bring value to life. Mm-hmm. We all bring value to the world. Mm-hmm. Hear me good on this now. I'm saying to you that when we talk about make you feel valued, you should already feel value within yourself. But what we're speaking of is in the relationship, you ought not feel insignificant. You ought not feel alone in a relationship. You ought feel like you're a part of. You ought feel like you are a joint heir, if you will. You ought to feel like y'all are in this thing together. You ought to feel like
in it to win it.
Yeah, you ought to feel like this is it. You ought to feel like he values my experience. He values my expertise. He values my banking skills. He values the way I manage money. He values the way I communicate. She values the way I take care of the kids. She values the way I, whatever it might be.
Our house,
that's what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who brings value, who values my opinion, who values. And so you got a husband or wife or boyfriend or whatever y'all call yourselves, to where they value what you bring to the table.
That's it.
Am I making sense?
Did y'all get that?
Yeah, I know. I said
Are you bringing value? Here's the thing.
Are you feeling value?
There you go. Golly. Are we just operating on one brain tonight?
That's all.
Oh, wow. All right, we got to get out of here. Here's the number one way that you know you're dealing with a playdate.
We came on late. We got 5
and not
minutes.
a soulmate. I'm going to go back through the top, through the 10
Okay.
ways. Yeah, because some people came on late. Here are 10 ways that you know that you're dealing with a
This is the
playdate
last way right here.
and not a soulmate. And here's the number one way. Well,
And not necessarily
number one, but we're saying out of the 10 ways we did tonight.
We're on the last one.
We're on the last one, which is the number one way. Number one way out of the 10 ways that we said tonight. Number one, you cannot be your true self.
Ooh.
You can't be you. You walking on eggshells. You trying to figure out how not to say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time because you don't want to get into an argument. So instead of saying anything, you don't say nothing. It's like radio silence in your house. You can hear the crickets in the backyard in your house because y'all just are not talking. How you know you're dealing with a playmate instead of a soulmate? You can't even have a conversation without ending up in an argument. How do you know you're dealing with a playdate instead of a soulmate? You can't even express yourself in such a way that it brings you joy. You feel like you feel like you're a dog with a muzzle on you.
Ooh.
That's all I'm saying. You feel emotionally constipated.
Ooh.
Because you're dealing with a playdate and not a soulmate.
Let's deal with this for a second.
Go, honey.
When you start we're on this last one, and we're talking about, again, listen to me now. You cannot be yourself. Mm-hmm. The worst feeling in the world, not world, but in the world, is not being able to be who God created you to be. Are y'all listening to me? I'm so serious about this. I am. Let me just talk about me. I say this on a number of occasions because I really want y'all to understand how we interact, how we deal with each other, right? I'm a very outgoing person. She's a very outgoing person. She's a very talkative person. I'm a very talkative person. And listen, I am not one of those brothers or one of those people who has an insecurity about himself to where if she sees somebody out in the grocery store, at the mall, that she knows or has been knowing, I want her to be herself. Go over there and embrace him if you want to. It's okay. And I'm the same type of way. I'm saying to you that when I see somebody I know, whether it was an old girlfriend, whether it was whatever, don't make no difference. Right. I'm just a talkative person. I'm going to go speak. I'm not going to act like I don't know them. Right. You know how some of y'all ladies do. You get a man. Now all of a sudden you can't speak like you want to because you wondering how he going to act. Or he going to be asking you why you speak to him. Or who is that? And see, that's when you know you got a play date. Somebody who ain't even secure within themselves to let you be yourself. And so some of y'all are in relationships you can't say, you can't talk, you can't do this. They taking you away from your family. They doing all this kind of crazy stuff. And I'm saying to you, that ain't no soulmate. That's a play date. You got to be able to be yourself.
Yes. Will the real you please stand up?
Are y'all listening to me? Listen to me. I'll say it again. Be yourself. Right. I can't be nobody but who God created me to be. Now, does that mean, let me go make this clear, that does not mean there may be some things about me that I may not bring, that I may need to bring in a little bit, or that can, because, it's a compromise. But at the end of the day, I've got to be who God created me to be. And thank God I have somebody who allows me to be who God created me to be. And thank God she has somebody who allows her to be who God created her to be. There's no insecurity here. There's no jealousy to the point where we're doing all this kind of stuff. I'm saying to y'all, you got to become lovers of self first. Because when you become lovers of self, the insecurity goes out the window.
Right. Now, I'm gonna be truthful. We tell you we truthful, transparent.
Ooh,
I was not always like this. The Tracy you see before you today is not the Tracy of 30 years ago. And I'm 50.
You 50?
I'm 50.
Girl, you look good.
I know, right? Okay. That's not, I had to grow to this person. I had to grow with myself first to be able to be comfortable with him being as outgoing as he is. And it doesn't bother me. He'll call me and be like, T, I'm going to go have lunch with such and such. Okay, have fun. It don't bother me. I'm not sitting at work trying to figure out, oh, what he doing? Let me drive up on him. No, I don't care.
But here's the thing, though.
I don't care because I trust him.
But here's the thing with that. She's going to know where I'm going and who I'm with. So it ain't nobody that she don't know, put it like that.
Correct. But we have to be true with ourselves first, trust ourselves first. The more we trust ourselves, the more we can trust others. The more we love ourselves, the more we can love others. Oh, I said I was going to do it 10 down, 10 down. Does that make sense? So you sitting here trying to figure out how you can hook and connive and cheat and steal and lie and still get everything you want. No, you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. Does that make sense? So here we go. We're about to finish. I'm going to go back through the 10 ways that we said tonight that you know you're dealing with a playmate instead of a soulmate. A play date. Play date instead of a soulmate.
Go back and watch it from the beginning.
Yep. So here we go. 10 ways that you know you're dealing with a play date instead of a soulmate. Here we go. Number 10. They will shack with you, play house with you, but they won't marry you. That's it. They'll shack with you, play house with you, but won't marry you. Number 10. Number 9, they will not make your life better. They ain't doing nothing to make your life better. They're not adding to any part of your life to make your life better. That's a play date, not a soulmate.
So, stop one quick. I like what Brother Terrence said. Terrence says you represent her even when she's not with you. That's powerful, bro. Listen to me. That's powerful. Because when I go out, I'm not going out disrespecting. I'm going out representing my house. Representing my...
Yeah, that's right.
Like that, bro. Like that, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you can tell that's a mature brother right there. Now, ladies, I don't know if he's single. He's my first time seeing him on here. All the single ladies. Terrence is here. I don't know if he's married, though, but that's a mature brother. Now, let's keep talking.
Number 8.
I'm sorry.
Here's the 8th way that you know that you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. They do not make time to build a relationship. Play dates are just that. They come for a small period of time and then they go on to the next play date. Play dates don't make time to build relationships. Soulmates do. Number 7, you settle for what you have. Play dates are fine because they know just after this little bit of time is over with you, I'm moving on to the next play date. So play dates settle, soulmates do not. Play dates settle, soulmates do not. Soulmates want to build because they're looking for bigger, better, more to build with you. Play dates are like, once this date is over, I'm done.
Well, you go,
okay.
You doing number 6. Good. I mean, go in the sense of you talking good. That's what I mean.
Oh, number 6, here's the 6th way that you know you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. You don't trust them. You so busy trying to figure out what they not doing, who they with, where they at, and all this other stuff. You going through their phone, you going through their pockets, you going through their emails. Play dates. Listen, can I say this the way I'm really feeling it?
I don't know. Depending on what you're going to say.
Whew. I just got this email. Let me just go and tell you. Listen, play dates leave tracks. Soulmates don't.
Tracks?
Tracks for you to trace. If you got to trace it, you looking for something.
Ooh.
Tracks. Play dates leave tracks. Soulmates don't. Number 5, you don't connect on a deep emotional level. Play dates, listen, a play date don't want to be emotional with you. Because a play date know that all they're going to do is play with you and move on to the next one. Play dates are not looking for an emotional connection. Soulmates are. Remember, we said in a compartment of the soul is your emotions. A play date don't care about your emotions. A soulmate does.
Ooh. Are y'all getting this?
Here's the 4th way that you know that you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. Number 4, their happiness is more important. It's all about them.
You dig deep emotional level?
That's what I just talked about.
Okay.
A play date doesn't care about what you want because the play date knows they're not there for the long haul. Play date don't care about your next level thinking. A play date's like, let me get what I can get right now and move on to the next play date. Soulmates, listen, a soulmate wants more.
My.
Here's a 3rd way that you know you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. Play dates don't look for meaning and healthy communication. Meaningful and healthy communication. Play dates don't care about that. Playmates don't want to talk to you. Playdates just want to play. Playdates just want to have fun. But a soulmate wants meaningful and healthy communication. They want depth. They want width and they want depth. A soulmate wants to what? Look into your soul. A soulmate wants intimacy. Into me see. Intimacy. That's what a soulmate wants. A playmate just wants sex.
No, he want a little bit more than that. Or she want a little bit more than that too. Okay, number two.
Number two, we'll come back for that. Number two, you don't feel valued in whatever you're in. Whatever ship that is. You don't feel valued in that. A play date will make you not feel valued. A soulmate will make sure that you're feeling good, doing what you need to do. A soulmate would encourage and empower, enlighten, equip, evaluate, educate, elevate, enhance.
All right,
that's what a soulmate does.
Number one.
And number one, you rushing me?
No.
Number one. Here's the number one way that you know you're dealing with a play date and not a soulmate. Number one, you cannot be yourself. Express yourself.
Nah, that's respect.
Was it really?
It's okay.
Listen, those are 10 ways that you know that you're dealing with a playmate and not a soulmate. Play date and not a soulmate. Y'all stop laughing at him. Y'all co-signing on him Facebook. Stop playing with him.
They ain't laughing at me.
They are laughing at you.
Express yourself. The song. Respect yourself.
Listen, we are done tonight.
You on national TV talking about express yourself. It's respect
I'm
yourself.
so over this.
Aretha gonna get up out of her grave with that one.
That ain't even Aretha
I know,
song.
that's the staple singer.
Listen, we are done tonight. Are we done tonight?
I know what
I'm drinking my tea.
Hey, listen, last time for people who are on here for the first time, again, my name is Lawrence Knighton. I am the Enlightenment Specialist. And listen now, this is Dr. Tracy Knighton. She's a licensed therapist, licensed counselor in the state of Georgia, and about to be a licensed therapist, counselor in the state of South Carolina. So listen, hit her up on her page on Facebook, Nova, N-O-V-A, No One Ventures Alone, Nova Counseling and Consulting, Nova Counseling and Consulting. That's that's her name of her office, her practice rather, and also that's the name of our business, Nova Counseling and Consulting. So that's her private practice, and that's also our business name, Nova Counseling and Consulting. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I hope that something has been said tonight that has blessed your life. If y'all were blessed tonight, show some love. We got a great conversation next Sunday. It's going to be crazy. Next Sunday's conversation, I'll have the flyer up by Wednesday this week. The flyer will be up Wednesday. I need y'all to share the flyer. And y'all, listen to me. Next week's conversation is going to be real raw. Real raw. We're going to talk about some crazy stuff next week. So y'all don't want to miss it.
Enjoy your week.
Enjoy your week.
And we'll see you next week.
And pray that the water stays safe at least from 1 o'clock. No, at least from 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock p.m. to about 6 o'clock p.m. That's all I need y'all to do. 12 to 6.
Gayla King says, what's our cash app?
Cash
$ Tracy, Tracy, Knighton, Knighton. Miss Angela, can you put that in there? $ Tracy.
Tracy Knighton. Very simple. Tracy Knighton. Tracy Knighton. Tracy Knighton. TracyKnighton. Thank you for wanting to be a blessing to us.
Thank you so much. Yes,
because we just come on here just trying to help. We ain't on here, trying to get no money, but we want to be a blessing to y'all. If y'all want to be a blessing to us, God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
The Lord loves a cheerful giver.
Yes, we appreciate that.
We appreciate that.
We will see you guys next Sunday, 7 o'clock. Be blessed and be a blessing to somebody else.
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you.